Hello and welcome back. I'm Alicia Ann, and today I am going to uncover how to sing Someone Like You by Adele. If you were looking for some tips and tricks on how to sing this song better, you, my friend, have come to the right place. So, without further ado, we're gonna begin. What better place to start than the beginning of the song? So this first note you sing, the I heard that you're settled down. What I want you to start thinking about before you've actually started singing is what's called the onset of the note. The onset means how you prepare it before it actually comes out. For example, without an onset, it'd be like, I heard that you're, and it kind of catches you off guard. And especially with the running piano part, whether you are accompanying yourself or if you have a track, that running eighth note line, or I guess technically they'd be 16th notes, but this fast running line will make you want to take a breath as late as possible. But what I want to encourage you to do is, number one, breathe early. Breathe about 2 beats ahead of when you actually need to come in. And number two, I want you to breathe in on the vowel you're coming in on. So whenever you're not starting with an articulator or like basically a consonant, if you're coming in on a vowel like I, then you want to breathe in on that I. So I heard. What that does is it makes sure that the space is prepared so it doesn't sound like you're morphing the note in the middle. Maybe that's what you're going for, but on a song like this, it'll sound cleaner if it's prepared ahead of time. And a quick side note for singers of all genres, the range that you're starting in also depends a lot on the onset. So if you're starting on a high note, you want to have the space open already. Let's say this was up the octave. Oof, we'll see how this sounds. But like, let's say it was a high note. I heard that you're... That was terrible. The point is the onset has to be set up before you come in. Next, I want to talk about a stylistic thing that Adele does a lot. And I've touched on this, I think, a little bit in past uncovers, like years ago. I think I did All I Ask by her. And of course, Adele is Adele, no matter what she's singing. And so she uses a lot of the same stylistic choices. But the one I want to talk about right now is what I call slingshot singing, which is how my brain processes it. But basically, you're just like slinging the note. Found a girl, on the word girl, found a girl and you're married now. But anyway, that found a girl, it's not sliding it, found a girl and you're, we don't want it to be that vanilla. This is without the slingshot. That you've found a girl and you're married now. And here's where I put the slingshot back in. That you've found a girl and you're married now. And then do that little turnaround. Do whatever notes you want, girl. Make it your own. Another thing on that word now, anytime we have a vowel that can morph in the middle, for example, now, we end in an oo, now. In a song like this, you'd want to hang on to the first one, which is really an ah, as an apple, now, now. If you did want to close it, now, you could do that. So you do you, boo. Pick which one you want. Now for this one, if you do choose the now, it will help you out because your next vowel is an I, but it's not just an I heard, it's with the ah back in there again. You also want to think about this next I, since you're coming in from a note previous, now I heard. You want to think about that vowel being super forward in the mouth. So I know that can sound a little abstract without really knowing what a forward vowel means. A visualization that my voice teacher used to give me is what she called silver platter. With silver platter, you're holding out your silver platter in front of you as if this is a silver platter. And your voice is the main event. Like you lift up the cloak and then there's your voice, and you want it to be right there. So look at your hand as you're singing, have it out in front of you, not below, not super above, about eye level, about mouth level, really. And you want to sing right onto it. I heard. Without the silver platter, without thinking about it, it's more like, I heard that you're, and it's like way back in the far side of your mouth. It's actually going through a little bit of the nose when I did it just now. So keep that in mind as you are starting this next section. I heard that that your dreams came true. That word dreams is the pinnacle of this phrase, I think. I don't think that I did this in my cover that I just posted, but if I were to get a redo, I would flip. I would go into my head voice, and what that will do is it will give it a different color and make it kind of pop out in the way that I want it to. I want people to remember the word dreams. I heard that your dreams came true. Now, one more caution I want to give you about flipping for one specific word or one specific note is you do have to have a lot of control to like center that note exactly. Dreams came true, dreams. You do not want to do a scoop when you're switching registers like that. You want to, I heard that your dreams came true. Just make it super clean so that it sounds intentional and not like a voice malfunction. Now on this next line, guess she gave me things that I didn't give to you, old friend. So what you'll notice is I did not breathe between didn't give to you, old friend. I did all of that in one breath. It was not to show off my lung capacity. It was actually for a phrasing choice that I consciously wanted to make. Arguably, phrasing is the most important thing in music, and there are endless choices that you could make. When it comes to phrasing, it is such like a niche concept that we don't have time to get into everything about phrasing today. But I want you to think about whenever you are carrying over, not breathing, or crescendoing, getting louder into the next phrase, like what is that doing for the music? How is that sounding to the listener? And what is it encouraging them to think or to feel? So for me, when I sing it like that, when I didn't breathe, I didn't give to you, old friend. What I'm trying to convey, again, this is very on a subconscious level. No one is thinking actively about this, but I'm sending the attention to the next phrase where I'm talking to my old friend again, instead of saying like, guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why are you so shy? It said, guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why are you so shy? Kind of not giving them the chance to dwell on what I just said, but instead thinking about what is coming next. That's a choice that I made. Maybe you would say, I want them to dwell on that. Gave you things that I didn't give to you, old friend. Maybe you want to break it up that way. That's a decision for you. All right, moving right along here into the pre-chorus. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited. There's that slingshot again. Invited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I'd hope you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me. This is another phrasing opportunity. I think a lot of times people will breathe. I hope you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me. And you're just kind of breaking it up. I hope you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded. But what I want to do is hope you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded, and carry through there. Okay, so getting into the chorus, the most important thing I want you to remember when you sing this chorus is to keep an open and released sound. You might be tempted to blast it out and belt it with all that you've got, but number one, that's going to tire you out very fast. It's not going to be worth it in the end. And number two, it's not going to have the sound that you desire. Singing louder does not sound more impressive. Also, constricting, trying to bring all your sound to like one center, never mind, I'll find, that's also not impressive. So instead, I want you to think very open. I'm just talking way up here. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Also, do not let the R's get in your way. Never mind. I'm singing never mind. Never mind, never mind. You know when, never mind. It's just, sounds a little Kermit the Froggy, if I do say so myself. Now, when I do get to the you, I think a simple way to explain this is I'm thinking ew inside, like ew, like that kind of ew, engaging this inner smile. You, instead of you. Another thing you can do to practice this phrase is to like, you're gonna feel a little bit crazy the first time you do it, but like wide open eyes, like eyebrows raised, everything. That'll engage the muscles up here to help carry the voice up instead of never mind, like it's gonna be stuck in the chest. Keep it resonating a little bit higher. Never mind, I'll next part is especially important to keep everything open, relaxed. You should be able to sing kind of like doing this. Don't forget me, I beg. You should be able to move everything. If you cannot, if you don't feel loose, don't forget me, you're gonna be hurting yourself, my friend, and I do not want you to hurt yourself. The last thing I want to talk about in this chorus is the last two lines. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts in instead. When you repeat that, the first step I want you to think about is stead. Think about that full, like, note down, then back up, stead. Over time, it will become less pronounced, and instead you'll think of it more of like a stead. But you need to know exactly where it's going before you can make it stylistic. So think full step down, and then turn it into a doo-wop. I'm making up words on the spot, y'all. I don't know. There's also some debate out there about whether or not you should be allowed to breathe in between those two lines. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Here's kind of where I stand on the whole breathing, not breathing thing. You need to do what is going to make you successful at singing this song. Is it cool to be able to say, yeah, I did 2 lines in 1 breath, I didn't even have to? Sure, it sounds impressive. Like, pat you on the back, good for you. But if you're gonna sound better, and if you're gonna be able to communicate the meaning of the song and the emotion you're trying to get across better, if you do take a breath, then take the breath. There is no breath police out there who's going to write you a ticket because you took an extra breath. Like, it's gonna be okay. Now, when you do take a breath, it's important to take it strategically in the right place so it doesn't disrupt the music, but don't just do it for the sake of like not breathing. Of course, always be working on breath support, breath control. Like, these things are very important to build in your toolbox. But with where you are right now, if you're gonna perform this song and you want to sound your best, do what makes you successful. You have permission to take a breath if you need it. All right, so that is going to do it for today's Uncover. I hope that you have enjoyed this. Feel free to share it with a singing friend of yours or someone who might also want to sing this song with you. I've been thinking about coming out with content about like how to harmonize for people who like want to do that together. Let me know if you think that would be interesting, or if you'd prefer that I just stick to teaching pop songs. All right, so I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Stay well and keep singing.